Hey there, welcome back to part 2 of the epilogue from Backpack to Boss as we're wrapping up the series here. Today, let me go ahead and hop us in there. We are hopping in to 5 years into the future. I think I mentioned that in the last episode that I wanted to make sure it wasn't just like, hey, I resigned and now let's go see what happened to the world, because that's not, I think, very interesting. We did have some comments requesting specific things to look at, so we'll make sure we go and look at those. I'll have to find them on my phone because we've had about like 300, 400 extra comments more than anticipated in the last like 72 hours. I'll show you guys. I think I talked about that in the last Dominating Denmark episode. This US soccer stuff is blowing up, but you're not here for that. You're not here for that. I'm going to find that comment eventually, and then we'll go look at it. I may have to pause the video and go back. So I think it's prudent. We're 5 years in the future. Let's go back to the very beginning. Now, I'm not saying don't click on, I'm not saying click on the first ever episode of the From Backpack to Boss Journeyman save. It's not very good. I'd like to think I've improved since then, but we can go back to good old Stirling, Albion. So, all right, this is where we had them. We took over. We got promoted. That was the last really good thing that happened to Stirling. So you see the growth here: 7th, 4th, 3rd, 6th, 6th, up to 2nd. Must have made the playoff and not made it. That's quite sad. 4th, 8th, but they're on it. I mean, this is a steady little climb. I'm tempted to go another 5 or 10 years in the future if it wouldn't take 7 years to do that on my computer and see what happens. But like, they've slowly been climbing up. So they got so close in 2023, 24, and then dropped down, and they've gone on to rebuild. But that's good, because they haven't, it's not like they got promoted and went right back down, right? So we will gladly accept the fact that they've stayed solid in League One, and they seem to be on quite the nice upward trajectory on those things. So let's go look at the transfer. Obviously, there's not going to be, I'd be shocked. Is Jack Lametti still here? Let's go look. Striker. No, he has moved on. Callum Black? No, I don't think that's ours. I think they're all pretty much going to be brand new. So let's go back well into the past. Let's just see what, and we may have done this at one point in the past anyway. I think it's worth going back and doing it again, to be honest with you. Aaron Duke was that, what was it, attacking midfielder that we weren't big fans of. Went to Stranraer and then only played 10 games, serves him right, and then played 238 games for Whitehill Welfare, which is in the Highland Lowland League. So he went way down and then was never heard from again. Some of these didn't save. Eddie Ferns was like a winger, I believe. Went to Air. Oh man, getting my accents and my pronunciation of the names in Scotland. Now, it's been a minute. In East Fife. Yeah, so he went there for 15 for what, it was like a season, maybe? Yep. And then went on back down a bit. Just look for anybody interesting here. Aaron Duke, Forsyth. Okay, it didn't keep any of those histories. David Sinclair rings a bell. He retired after he played for Stirling. Darren Petrie was that annoying left back. He was the highest paid person on the team. He was 5-star potential when he wanted to leave. So he ended up going to East Fife, then Stirlingshire, then Stranraer. So he had a pretty good career. Retired at 28. McAllister was ours. Kavanaugh, who's been, I think, doing pretty well in League 2 this year. Sam Davidson, Chris Smith, goalkeeper. Was he a goalkeeper? No, I think he was a center back. No, he was definitely. Oh yeah, my head blocked it. It doesn't say goalkeeper there. You don't need to know that. Oh, there it is. So he retired after 93 appearances for us. Quite nice. Liam Callahan, I believe. Yeah, we brought him in. Right, 24 appearances. I mean, pretty good career. Huntley, I mean, Clyde, he got back. No. Oh, Clyde. Bad things happened to Clyde FC. Right. But, I mean, he had a long career, I guess is what you could say. Scott Davidson. We took him to Poland. It was the last he was ever heard of. Poor guy. Moses. Oh, Moses is still around. He's coaching. Or no. No, he's 35. He was playing up until the end of this year, 2031, to Edinburgh City. My goodness, that is a career, son. How'd you do? Okay. Selkirk had a 705. Had a couple good years with Selkirk. And Stirling Uni. One good year with Stirling Uni. His second year with Clyde did not really go well. And then he kind of went downhill a little bit. But that's cool to see that he's still in the game. He hasn't just given it up and retired. All right, Ross Smith, who was a centre back. Yep, defender. Okay, Stirling Uni. One game with Stranraer. Gretna 2008. I remember that. All in the Highland Lowland Leagues. Huntley, same thing. But, decent career for him. Anthony Marenghi. Was he the winger? Midfield center? Was he the guy that we played on the left part of the wing? I think he was like a midfielder / left midfielder, and we played him up in an attacking midfielder role. All right, Kilbride came back. He left and came back. He went to Cove Rangers, and then came back to East Kilbride. Fair enough. The little Dixon retired at 34. 136 appearances for the Civil Service, which I think is hilarious. The Civil Service Strollers. 136 appearances, 9 goals. I mean, it's a pretty good career. After going to Brora, which, let's see, at the time, I don't know, maybe they'd gotten promoted up into League 2. And then 2019, 2022. Okay, he was there to get them promoted, and then he left. That's brutal. That's brutal. Blair Henderson, Blair the Hair. That's why, right? 94 appearances. Then with it, Airdrie, League 1. So he made it up into League. Oh, he made it. Let's see, what year was that? 19 through 25. Okay, so he had one season in the championship before getting dropped down, and then he got dropped down again, and then he said, "I'm done with this." So that's what happened to Blair the Hair. Neil Galacher, who I think was also a winger. Yep, on the left. Civil Service, Cumberland Colts, Whitehall Welfare. Okay, this is all going to be we haven't seen the amazing, they're in the Premier League or anything like that. So we'll keep moving for the sake of time. Brian Hodge. Oh, Brian Hodge was our midfielder. He's a pretty good little coach. All right, 2020. With Stirling, and then he goes to he leaves playing, goes to Peterhead Wraith, Queen of the South. All right, in the championship. Where's Wraith? They were League 1. Okay, they kind of bounced up and down, but he was the assistant manager along the way. Then he was caretaker manager for a little bit in 2024, and then he went to Allo. I'm sorry, I've lost it. They're up in the Premiership. They've had a nice little run. Okay. So, good for him. I mean, I would have picked him up if I knew that. Way to go, Brian Hodge. Okay. Andy Munro. I don't remember him being very good. I feel like that face, I got rid of that face. Sorry if you're actually watching, Andy. And then Ross McGeechee, who was, I think, the guy we were kind of like, he's a right defender, but he never really saw the pitch for us. Made 148 appearances, and then, Berwick brought him back. No, Berwick got relegated. Montrose? Okay, yeah, Montrose got up into League 1. Maybe not in his time, 2024. Yep, he was still League 2. He's a League 2 player. This may be too long. Oh my goodness, we're already 9 minutes in. It's going to be a long episode. You're just going to have to deal with it. Good fellow Scott Whiteside, who was our other central defender. We had the two Scots. Selkirk, Arbroath. Got to the Northern Ireland Premiership. All right. Glenavon, Arbroath, League 1. Okay. He had a pretty good career. I wish it would have saved his stuff, but all right. That's really all that we can see here. Scott Sabald, I remember. I'm looking for Jack LaMette. Where's he at? LaMette. It was LaMette, right? Jack LaMette. Queen's Park. Okay, he played for Stirling for a long time, and he came good. We knew he was going to come good. 7, 2, 8, and 33 appearances, 16 goals and 5 assists. 23 goals in the next season. In League One. Nice job, son. Nice job. That's 16 goals. Then he was sold for $24,500 as a boon to Stirling. Or no, he went to Livingston on a free. Womp womp. All that excitement just left. But played in the championship, got 18 goals in the championship, not bad, then dropped back down. Ooh, League 2, that's a big drop. I can't believe nobody in League 1 wanted an ex-championship player. All right, so good on Jack LaMette. Really, after that, it's kind of like, I don't know who any of these people are, right? So, that's what happened to Stirling. Let's go look. We've been 11 minutes on Stirling. Let's go look at Honik Sanka, Honik Se. Oh my goodness. Okay, so we got them promoted, and then we left, and then they got relegated, and then they got promoted again. They made it back up, and then they got relegated. Ooh, they just got relegated down. I just saw that. I just saw this red dot. Right. So they've disappeared. Oh, that's tragic. That's tragic. Did anybody come that good? Let's look. That we have access to. Jabakovsky still in the game. Okay, head of youth development. Is that right? He's not great. Is that right? Kazmarek, who is the annoying midfielder. Yep. That was the end of his career. Serves you right, dude. But I remember not liking him. I don't even remember. Oh, was Camille the one that we really wanted and only had for a little bit and then he left? He was that really good goalkeeper. He had a nice career. So good for Camille. Although at the time we were upset. Defender. We went to Chobri. Yep. Okay. No, like, really crazy stories. And you'd have to have been watching a long time. So maybe I'm doing this all wrong. I don't know. Gowinski, who was our left back. 11 games for Bartovia, and that's it. Womp womp. Davidson. Mishkaya. So he went to Iceland and played 61 games, 5 goals. He was the Ukrainian. Yep. Never got a cap. Ryman was that, I think, did we play him in a box-to-box or a ball-winning midfielder? He was quite the little player for us. Assistant coach. All right. He's stayed in Poland. Yeah, that's who it was. Good old Ryman. Mateusz Kazimski was the striker. That was the end of his career. Cervinski went on to have, another 7 games in the league below the Premier League in Poland. Argazinski was a great midfielder for us. Well, I mean, great. I remember the name, but that was the end of his career. Sachovsky, I don't really remember. He must have been a youngster. He retired at 19. That cuts a little deep. I'm sure there's names on here that I'm missing, but like none of these are like big. They're all people that are just leaving. They're not like big sell fees or anything like that. 120. Okay, Marvin the German. They sold Marvin the German. He pretty good, right? Sold him off to Romania, and then he made his way back into Germany with Nuremberg, Frankfurt, and Greuther Fürth. Did that cross over? I'm not sure if that ever crossed over. But, I mean, he turned out to be quite the good player. We picked him up on a free, sold him for 120, 975, 1.2 million. Pretty good. Lisovsky was the right back. Wow, 211 appearances, and that's it. That's all you get. Andrzak, nothing crazy. I'm just looking for, like, big stories in their career paths. Mayutka. Wow. I guess, yeah, he was the other one. He had a Polish and a Ukrainian that had similar names. Bednara. We hired Bednara as a coach, didn't we? Or I must be remembering that incorrectly. I thought I hired somebody from Poland as a coach at one point. I think I did, didn't I? But anyway, Kimieko was that poacher who was kind of okay, retired at 22 because he was just kind of okay. I don't even know who. Oh, Gorlaski. He was the guy we brought in right before we left. Okay. So he stayed in. Okay, he was able to get back to the Premier Division, the Extra Classe. Not bad. Sold him for 45 and a half. Again, for a club of that size. Quite nice. Quite nice. Seidler left. Sad day. Went to Rybnik. That's where my familiarity starts to go, because then we went to Germany. Zabrowski rings a bell. Retired. We don't have any good stories this. Oh my! Or maybe this is when we took over, or when we left. Surely that wasn't. These are not names I recognize. So a bunch of people retired at some random point. Okay. Radzaminski was that attacking midfielder. We played him in the. I was coaching him in the middle, or training him in the middle. Went to Olympia, which is down a division. That's not the direction you want to go. Oh, Mateus Jagla. Good old Matty. He's still playing. Because he was so young and we were playing him. All right, that's a pretty good story. I mean, he's still in the game, right? He got up to the Extra Classe for a season. Got 12 appearances, 6'2", bit outclassed. But, you know, that's pretty cool. That David Lelin, I believe is how we said that. Goalkeeper that we brought in from Gornik. Yep. He had a pretty good career, right? From like at least a number of years around standpoint. Oh my. Somebody went on a spending spree. That's crazy. I'm just looking at the outs. I don't see any more outs that I recognize. All right. So let's get right to it. Let's get right to it, my friends. It's not, I guess you don't put FC. It's just Kaiserslautern. I kind of blacked out there for a second if you can't tell. Jurgen Klopp! Jurgen Klopp is the head coach. Oh, man. I'm amongst royalty. 4 years, 120 days. I'm also the longest standing one in at least recent memory. Frank de Boer. Oh, man. And then Jurgen freaking Klopp. What else has Jurgen been up to? Where else did he go? Achievements? So he's Dortmund, then Liverpool. He didn't even make it 2 full seasons. I guess he was poached away. We could go look, but that's a way down. Atletico Madrid had a nice run there. Then came back, went to Bayern, then Villarreal, which was probably when they were looking for a coach and I got approached. Maybe there at the end, and then Kaiserslautern. So here's our run, right? Survived the first season, 3 titles, and then 8th, 5th, 12th, 7th, 7th, 5th. So they're kind of coming back into it. Maybe Klopp's turning them around. You know, he's been in the job. I just looked at that, didn't I? Just blacked out a couple of years, 3 years. So he's on his way up. That's really, really, really funny to me. So let's see. We took over in 21-ish. Let's go back and look. So we sold Kalitvinstev. Sorry. That was the guy that he was a winger, and we weren't using wingers because we're playing that 4-3-1-2. We sold him for like 8.5 million pounds. And it was a big deal in the media, and he had a nice little career. But I mean, 112 appearances, 13 goals. That's about the pace he was on for us, and that was one of the big things that allowed us to bring in Nicholas Dorsch and the goalkeeper, whose name I'm forgetting right now, Alastra. Yeah, that money helped fund Alastra, and I think next season we got Dorsch. is how. No, we got Dorshier 6. There it is. Let's see here. Anybody? We got rid of Shipnovsky. These aren't really our players. I kind of want to just see these the first ones we brought in. How'd they turn out? Ludovac, who really never made it with us. Did we turn around and sell him? I thought we had a... That's... What happened? It's missing from 2015 to 2026. There's a gap there. That's weird. Okay, let's try Vieira. Okay, we had him for 3 years. He was just kind of okay. Never really broke into the squad. Let him go on a free back to League One. Ooh, going from the Bundesliga to League One is rough. Then he got back to the Championship, then into the Premier League. Then he went to League 2 in France and back to the Championship. Not a bad little career. Guara, who left us. He went to what, Hertha? Yep, Hertha. We bought him for $850, sold him for $4.4. He turned out all right. Got sold on a couple more times. We definitely got the most value out of the buy, I'd say. But I mean, wow. Okay, that's second Bundesliga. 7-2-1. That's a nice little jump of the rating at the end of your career. Sam Schreck, who's that attacking midfielder? He got injured. Well, what was the injury, right? Like the cruciate ligaments. It's a crying shame. Crying shame. So he was awesome for us that one season. We let him go on a free, and then a free. Oh, down to the third Liga. So never really cut it. Besides this one season in the Bundesliga, never really cut it. That's a bit sad. Nicholas Dorsch. Oh, he's out there. He's in Poland. He went to Poland on a free. He's made one appearance. I mean, it's the beginning part of the season, to be fair. But yeah, 6 million. Still sold it for 13 million after we left, which again was gutting, but you made a tiny little profit. He played so well for us. He was like that mainstay ball-winning midfielder for us. I'm happy for me to have some Nicholas Dorsch in my life. He's good. He was in my Darkest Dungeon save. If you haven't seen that, take a look at it. Claudio Maffei, who just never made it. We sent him to Nuremberg, and then he went back to Italy, and then went to France. Kind of found his way in League Two, right? 27 goals in 2 seasons, but never, just wasn't producing for us. Alastra, goalkeeper, went back. No, I thought it said Palermo. I guess we picked him up from Palermo. That's where it said. Is he still? He's still the goalkeeper. That is awesome. Like, I'm gonna give myself a little pat on the back on that one. And he got better. I'm all mad about that. He got better after we left. Like, what's the deal with that? He kind of came true. Maybe just goalkeepers are like fine wine, right? Turned out all right. 33-year-old Italian playing in the Bundesliga. That's a good buy. Virgos, who's the Greek player, went back to Italy, or went to Italy and then to Greece. Just didn't produce. He produced once he got back into is it Serie B, or because I know it's Serie A. I don't know how to say it, but he did all right. Kazisto, who he picked up for, what was it? What was the fee? £975 from Finland. He had a nice little career, I think. Went to the Austrian Premier Division, right? 1.8. We sold him for 1.8 million pounds, and then they sold him for 1.9. He's had a good little career. Did he get any? He finally got broke through into the Finnish team. So good for him. He's got knee tendonitis. It's not so good, but that was a good pickup, I'd say, for £975, less than a G. Chevy. Okay. Whoop. Okay, so he stayed on for a couple more years. I mean, he was there. He didn't really feature. He played so well. That's so crazy. All above a 7, and you don't play him. Goes to Verona. Does a 6.94. Again, he goes down a couple series. And then to League 1. It does just okay. Gerchich. Oh, 76,000. I think he's got to be the buy of the save. I'd love to know what you think about that. Is he the buy of the save? I think he has to be. Even though they didn't sell him. They should have sold him. But he got up into like the 5 or 8 million pound range on a 76,000 pound buy. I think that's really good. And he played, even after we left, he played well for 2 seasons before kind of dropping off a little bit. So happy for him. 69 caps for Switzerland. 6 goals. Like me some Gerchich, or Gerch, as we used to say. All right, let's go over here. Gimber. Retired. Okay, we had him. He played for a couple more seasons. Was sold or left. Went to Wolfsburg one way or another. Hamburg, St. Pauli, and then Leverkusen for 2 games. Pape Soare. Props to you, son. We picked you up at the World Cup. Just flew you straight to Germany after that. You retired after that. Dominic Steffen, who is the striker, still playing for Hamburg. Okay, he left us pretty quickly. 4.5 million, so we made a profit, but that's, I mean, they played him. He had 2 good seasons, or a season and half a good season. It looks like he only made 14 appearances. That's the only 25-26 season he had. So 2 good. I mean, 4 good seasons, but 2 while I wasn't there. And then has done all right at Hamburg. Hasn't gotten any caps. How is that possible? 26 goals in the Bundesliga in 2 seasons. You don't get a call up. Tom Ward, the Scottish lad that we brought in from Rangers, sold him for $675. That's pretty quick turnaround to the 2nd Bundesliga. So he stayed in Germany. Yeah, he's got family. He's happy. You know, he likes Oktoberfest. You know, he's doing his thing. He had 3 caps for the senior team. He's 27. He still got some time. You know, he could, and he had 26 caps for the under 21. So, all right. Good for Tom Ward. Who else we got? So Davidev, not that too interested in. Oscar Ayala. Oh, that was the lone goalkeeper. I'm like, I don't remember that name at all. Florian Gonzalez. What ended up with him? Okay, left on a free. Went to Turkey. Found his form in Turkey. Good for him. No caps. I mean, you're playing Turkey for the Spanish national team. That's not going to work, right? That's not what Spain does. Didn't keep Omar Alba for some reason. Bastoni. Oh, Bastoni was sold to Inter. We know that happened. 31 million. And he's played so well. Love me some Bastoni. 27 caps for the national team as well. And a goal. Way to go, son. That's right. Cantero, the left back that we picked up from Argentina, still with us. Okay, so I left, I think, here, maybe? Maybe it was here. I can't remember. I could go look, but why do that? His ratings kind of fell off, but he's apparently the best option. I mean, he is the left back. It's just his ratings haven't. I'd say that's coaching. That's what I'd say. I'd say it's coaching. Anybody else over here that looks interesting? Because we're going to have some overlap eventually. Ariel Gonzalez. He's with Dortmund. He left and went to Dortmund for 12.5 million. But, I mean, to be fair, 32 caps, Argentinian, did well by us. He didn't leave when he wanted to leave for like 30 million, so fair play to you, man. Darien, who we picked up the French, attacking midfielder. All right. 3.7 million left on a free. They just let him walk. He didn't play well in this season. He got 19 appearances, 3 goals. He's just kind of okay. Tim Bravo, the American from the LA Galaxy Academy. Ooh, he got some green. 2 caps with us as the head coach. But he's still on the team. Not featuring, but he's there. Sitting on the bench, bringing down $12,500 a week. That's not a bad living, as far as I'm concerned. You're going to pay me not to go out on the pitch? All right. But in his last seasons, right? Half a season there, 682, 24. Oh, wait. Okay, then 2 appearances the season before that. Played a bunch in the the B team. That's interesting. So he was more of a B team player, and then here he did make his final like breakthrough really, and did all right, and then never heard from him again. That's interesting. Vogel, the striker, he's only 25. He's still so young. Only has 1 cap, but he's 25, so he's at 43 under 21 caps. Oh, he's so good. So good. Sold off to Red Bull Leipzig for $19.5 million. That's a good buy, right? 27 appearances, only 3 goals. That's interesting. He was smashing in goals around our time period, so that is crazy that he dropped off that fast. Fair play, fair play. Ziegler, did he retired? He never went to coaching. Went to Denmark. Hello, Denmark viewers, if you're still with us. Matteo Moy. No, he's the Italian. I mean, that's interesting. He went to Mainz. Okay, great. Diego Oreo. The Oreo. Oh, 300K for PSG. Of course, it's PSG. 56 caps for Colombia. 2 goals. World-class midfielder. Used to be Wonder Kid. He has turned out all right, my friends. We had him for a season. Sold him for $56 million to Real Madrid. And they sold him on 3 years later for $79 million. That is crazy. And he did well by himself in La Liga, right? Like 713, 707. He hasn't played as well for PSG, but man, in La Liga, he was 12 assists 2 seasons running. That was a good find. Soria here. Striker, no caps for Spain. Just left the club, so he stayed out. I think this is where we probably left. 16 goals, 3 assists, 8. I mean, he produced, and his ratings, even though he didn't have as many appearances towards the end, his ratings were good. So he was another good buy, good purchase, I should say. Goodbye. Sounds like I'm saying goodbye to you. I think that was the end of my tenure, and yeah, because everybody retired. That's got to be a glitch. Everybody retired. Huber left. Okay, well, weird things happened with Huber. What'd they do? Didn't make any appearances. Played a little bit in the B team. Didn't make any appearances. Loaned him out for $230K. Loaned him out for $115, and then let him leave on a free. That's a little disappointing. I thought he had potential. Amato, who is our young striker up top. Kind of the same deal. B squad. Sold him for $900. Sold him for $4 million. He got $4 million. You get 10 appearances, 6 goals, and then never heard from him again. That's weird. And it was in the second Bundesliga. So I guess they got promoted. They probably got promoted. They got promoted back into the Bundesliga, and they were like, thanks, Fabio. Yeah, we're just going to put you on the bench, and you can see your contract out. Have a good one. Ulku, who's our German? I thought it was Turkish. Huh. 23 U21 caps. He's capped at the U20 level. Did he make a one-time switch? Or was it already like that? I mean, okay, maybe it was down here and we picked him up. That's interesting. Okay, so didn't really appear, sat on the bench, sold for $98K, Ruth got promoted, was still their goalkeeper. They got relegated, was still their goalkeeper. Did all right by himself. That's interesting, because I'm almost certain that said Turkish at one point. Could be wrong. Here he is, Marcus Thuram. He's got strained ego. He's still playing, 33. He's back in France. Oh, he's so good. He was so good. That's when we left. So stayed on, less and less role. Still got 3.2 million pounds for the guy. After he made 8 appearances and didn't have a goal. That's crazy. And then he left on a free because he didn't really produce. But now he's producing in League 2. So he's at the tail end of his career. No caps for France. Sad day. Sad day. Don't really... Mukhtar. Okay, so he went to... Where is this? Okay, League 2. He went to France. He's pretty good, head of youth development, to be fair. All right. He hung around for a couple more years. Kind of accepted his role was going down. Oh, Hinkle. I meant to check on Hinkle. I know there's going to be people I'm forgetting. Just let me know in the comments. Hinkle Stuttgart. So he was there for a couple more seasons. That's weird. He played 16, then 3, then 15, then none. And then he got sold in the same season. And then he made 27 appearances, 643. His ratings are not that great. This is his best season, his last season with us. That's interesting. Well, Steven Mensah was the Ghanaian midfielder for us. Made it to League 1. All right. Loaned him out and then sold him. Made some nice profit on him. Didn't really appear towards the end. Kind of fell off. We were seeing that, to be fair. All right. So I think we've hit most of the interesting ones. I want to say we had somebody. Let's go back to Stirling. They wanted to see, I believe, who had been winning the Scottish Premiership. Shock of all shocks, my friends. Newsflash coming in right now from Scotland. Lads, Celtic is winning all the championships. What was that accent? Nobody knows. I'm not cutting that. I'm going to leave that in just for you guys. Celtic, my goodness. Rangers getting two shouts in, and that's all Celtic all the time. All the time. All the time. All right, let's go check. I'm going to go check the comments. I'll be right back. So, yeah, Emma Murphy in the comments had requested to see how Rangers did. And to be fair, you know, they were there, but Celtic definitely. Let's see how like, was it complete domination? All right. So Rangers, 58 points. So quite the drop-off in that season. 76. That's 11 points. Okay, so wow. 24-point gap. Rangers down here in 58. I'm not doing that math right now. Okay, they came within 17 points. I guess that's good. 10 points. So is this going to be their closest one yet? 27-28, 10 points. Drop down the season before that. They win it on 70. Oh, 70. They're equal on points as the goal differential, maybe, or maybe common results, or I don't know how the Premiership sorts stuff, but wow. By the skin of your teeth, Rangers picking it up. Okay, 7 points, pretty close there. Here, nice. So 7 points favored of Rangers, and then the next season by Celtic. Going back, Rangers, 23 points. Yeah, 18 points. Oh, it's 17-18. They missed it by a point. So that's what you wanted to see, Emma. So congratulations, you've got to see how the world's turned out in Scotland. How the world's turned out in Scotland. You know, I'm tired. This is what's happening. Let's go look at the Premier League just to say we did. Arsenal picking up a victory. Nice. Getting the title. Chelsea back in it twice. Okay, Man City getting one. That's interesting that Man City is like the brides, or the bride, whatever the phrase is. It's past one. It's 1:30. I need to go to bed. Always the bridesmaid, but you know, here they get to be the bride. Is that the phrase? Something like, but Man United went on quite the run. Who's the Leonardo Yardim? 1 year and 11 days. Okay, so is he the one that got them the title? Is that what it is? Yeah. Yep. I just think that's interesting. So Slaven Bilic. Oh man. He leaves the role to go to, well, I guess Napoli. No, to Bayern, and then like within a year or two they win the title. without him. It's with his team. So that's what's going on there. I'm just interested in Major League Soccer, so we'll go take a look at it. Let's look at the records. Why isn't there a past winners? Why? Why is this? Why is everything complicated? Why is everything complicated? Supporter Shield, I guess, is the in-season thing. Not trying to get in the playoffs, just trying to win. Okay, Montreal Impact, Minnesota, San Jose, Columbus, New England, Atlanta United. So Atlanta United went on quite the run. Okay, I think that's kind of interesting. Let's go. I mean, we should probably look at the Bundesliga. That makes sense, doesn't it? Okay, so Kaiserslautern and a sea of Bayern and Dortmund. We get our 3 wins. Wolfsburg picking up a victory. Bayern falling down to the 3rd, and then they're not even on the radar the season before that. Not bad. La Liga. Atletico picks up 1. Bilbao picked up 1. So Barca, Madrid. Madrid didn't really win as many as you would expect. They kind of fell off and then came back into it. Sevilla picking 1 up. That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. Interesting, my friends. All right, I think I'm going to cut it there. This has been going on. It's almost like 40 minutes and it's 1:30. So I'm sure there's stuff I missed. I tried to show you the main players. Maybe I spent too long on the Stirling stuff, but I have an affinity for Stirling now. So if you're this far into the episode, thank you for watching. I think I'm going to go try pick a best 11-ish, maybe with subs. Or maybe some of my favorite players from the save. And that'll be officially wrapping it up. So I'm a little sad about that, but it's time. FM18 is almost here. So smash a like on it. Subscribe if you're new. This would be a weird spot for you to be if you're new. You've got like 120 videos to go watch, and then you can come catch up. Sounds good. Otherwise, leave a comment. We'll see you in the next one.